This is a 2021 Genesis G80 3.5 turbo all-wheel drive, and today we're going to review it. I'll tell you about the horsepower, cargo, dimensions, and safety.
And I'll tell you about the interior, the controls, and all the technology.
But before we get started, take a moment, click that subscribe button down below.
And click that bell icon so you never miss a video.
That's right. So what do you say, Nate?
Let's go for a ride.
Today we're working with our friends at Maury's Genesis of St. Louis Park, Minnesota. The first generation of the Genesis G80 was introduced in 2016, and now for 2021 the G80 has been redesigned and it rides on a completely new platform with more available engine options, exterior colors, safety, and technology. There are 4 trim levels available for the G80. There is the 2.5 turbo inline 4-cylinder rear-wheel drive that starts at $47,700. The 2.5 turbo inline all-wheel drive at $50,850. The 3.5 liter V6 rear-wheel drive at $59,100, and this, the 3.5 liter turbo V6 all-wheel drive that starts at $62,250. This particular Genesis G80 is presented here in Vik Black, and it has a sumptuous black leather interior with beautiful open wood pore trim and an MSRP of $63,675. It is powered by a 3.5 liter 24 valve double overhead cam with dual CVVT Twin Turbocharged V6 that produces 370 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. It's also driven by an 8-speed automatic transmission with driver select modes, and it has paddle shifters, and as I said, it does have full-time all-wheel drive. Taking a look out front, these are auto on and off projector beam LED low and high beam headlights, and they do have the delay off feature, and daytime running lights. And I do really like the design language of these split 2-level turn signals and headlights and how they extend into the side marker lights on the front fenders. It's really cool design cue on Genesis, and they're carrying that across the line. It looks really good. Of course, it does have that very big Bentley-esque, big and bold chrome grille and surround, and on the front leading edge of the hood, you have that beautiful Genesis winged logo. And you've got the little plate there that looks like the grille, but it's actually the sensors for different things like adaptive cruise control and such. It is also a body-colored front bumper with chrome accents and parking sensors. And I like this broad sloping hood with its squared-off shoulders. And of course then, up top are speed-sensitive, rain-detecting, variable intermittent wipers. Let's take a look around the side. Okay, along the side you can see these beautiful 19-inch aluminum alloy, and I call them honeycomb type design wheels, and they're wrapped in 245/45 VR19 tires up front and 275/40 VR19 all-season tires on the rear. It does have 4-wheel disc brakes with 4-wheel ABS, and they are 14.2-inch front rotors and 13.6-inch rear rotors, and they are both vented brake disc. And this is an automatic height adjustable ride control predictive adaptive suspension, and in front it is an independent multi-link suspension with coil springs, gas pressurized shocks, and anti-roll bar. Out back is an independent multi-link rear suspension with coil springs and gas pressurized shocks, and also rear anti-roll bar or stabilizer bar. And this also does have a power electric rack and pinion variable assisted steering. I really do like these chrome side marker lamps that mimic the split 2-level headlight design up front, and this beautiful, nice chrome lower body rocker panel spear that carries on into the rear bumper as well. And these are body colored, power heated, auto dimming side mirrors, and they are power folding, but you see there are no side indicator lights in them because that's taken care of in the fenders. And they do have these beautiful chrome cap body colored door handles with keyless entry and the touch sensor for locking and unlocking. And it has chrome beltline and chrome window surround as well. And I really do like the overall design of that fastback look with that silhouette. It just looks like it's in motion, sitting still. Now up top, there is an express open and close first and second row sunroof. So I guess you would consider that kind of a panoramic sunroof. Let's take a look around the back. Now this is a fixed rear window and defroster, even though it does look like a 5-door hatchback. That rear window defroster, and it also has a power blind, and this is a power open and close rear trunk cargo access as well. And I do like the integrated body colored deck spoiler, if you will, and there is a rear view camera. And as you can see, it actually does have the beautiful Genesis name in block letters spelled out across the rear deck lid. I like that look, I like that design, pretty classy looking. Now, again, you see the split two-tier or two-level tail lights, and these are full LED quad tail lights that also mimic, as I said, the front headlights and side marker lights. And you do have the body-colored rear bumper with the chrome rub strip fascia. As I said, it comes around from the lower rocker panel trim, looks really cool. And of course, it does have parking sensors as well. Below are dual stainless exhaust with chrome tailpipe finishers, and boy, does it sound good. Let's take a second and listen to that exhaust note. Boy, didn't that sound great. Oh, I love it. That turbo, it's just, oh, fantastic. So stay tuned to the end. We're actually going to take it for a drive. One thing I did mention that I didn't mention that I really like is this chrome strip too, right below that rear deck cargo, rear deck, I should say. Let's take a look inside at the cargo area. It does have a center pass-through, but however, these seats do not fold at all. So I guess that center pass-through is good for skis or pogo sticks, I'm not sure. But underneath the cargo floor, there is some additional storage, and of course, then your toolkit and your emergency compact spare tire are there as well. Trunk cargo volume is 13.1 cubic feet. Now, the trunk length to the first row using that small center pass-through is 83 inches. That pass-through width is only 8 inches wide, and the height of the pass-through is only 10.5 inches wide. Now, as you see it here though, the trunk floor length to the rear seats, again, they're fixed in place, is 42 inches, and the trunk width at the belt line is 46 inches. The trunk width at the wheel houses is 35 inches. The trunk opening height from the trunk floor to the top of the vehicle there is 19.5 inches, and the lift over getting something off the ground into the trunk is 30.5 inches. Let's talk about some of the safety systems available on this 21 Genesis G80. Well, there is forward collision avoidance assist. You've got lane keeping assist, lane following assist, blind spot collision avoidance assist, rear cross traffic collision avoidance assist, highway driving assist 2, safe exit assist, rear occupant alert, and so much more. What about packages? Are there packages available on this Genesis G80? Well, it is pretty much loaded, but there is a standard package, which this one has, or you can add the Prestige package that adds 20-inch alloy wheels, Napa leather interior, a 12.3-inch 3D digital cluster, microfiber suede headliner, heated rear seats, and so much more. Okay, next let's talk about the dimensions and specs. Front track 64.2 inches, rear track 64.5 inch. Maximum width 75.8 inches with an overall total length of 196.7 inches. Has a height of 57.7 inches, and it rides on a wheelbase of 118.5 inches. It has a ground clearance of 5.5 inches and its curb weight is 4,380 pounds with a maximum payload of 970 pounds, and it can actually tow up to 1,000 pounds. Its turning circle is 38.1 feet and it has a fuel tank capacity of 19.3 gallons. So let's talk about safety. Well, overall rating from IIHS, it's been rated as a top safety pick. And the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration has also given it 5 stars for its overall safety. So then what about performance? Well, pretty good. 0 to 60, 5.2 seconds, standing quarter mile, 13.7 seconds at 103 miles per hour. And more importantly, 60 to 0 braking, a quick, short 124 feet. So appearance, well, 4 words: muscularity, athleticism, and sleek elegance. I think pretty much describes this whole design language. And again, it looks like it's moving even sitting still. And basic warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles. Powertrain warranty, famous with all Hyundai and Genesis and Kia brands, 10 years, 100,000 miles. And complimentary maintenance is 3 years, 36,000 miles. And finally, economy, 18 city, 26 highway, and 21 combined. Not bad for a big, fast, luxurious car. So now let's take a look inside, but before we do, make sure to check out my notes in the description down below, and please take a moment, give us a like, leave a comment, and don't forget, click on that subscribe button. So, what do you say, Nate? Take it away.
And stepping onto the inside, you're going to notice, first of all, this beautiful matte wood trim. That's a real wood trim. That is just beautiful. I love that matted wood look. And you'll see it throughout the car. You've got it here on the dash, all the way across. You've got it on the center console. Just looks really, really classy. Really, really like that. All right, on the door itself, of course, you have a 2-person memory setting right here. You've got your window lockout. You've got your child lock for the rear doors. You've got auto up and down all 4 windows. You've got your lock and unlock buttons, and of course, you got your power folding mirror, and then your left-right mirror controls, as well as 3, I should say, of your 21 speakers. Okay, so there's one here, and one down at the bottom of the door. You have ample storage in the door right here. The driver and passenger seats are identical, and they are 12-way power. I just absolutely love these seats. After I sat in it for a little bit, they are super comfortable. I like the design of them too. They're leather. They're heated and ventilated in the front, and then they're heated in the rear, but these are really, really nice. All right, down below, of course, you got your standard foot pedals. You got footrest on the left. You got your hood release on the left, and then coming up here, you have got your trunk release button here. You've got a parking brake you can pull right here. You've got your dashboard brightness and dimness controls here. I like it that they put in just a physical switch in. You got your auto start stop on and off right here. You got your lane assist here, and you got traction control on or off there. And then the steering wheel, of course, is power, tilt, and telescope, and that button is right there. The dimensions in the front are as follows. There are 39.4 inches of headroom, 42.5 inches of legroom, 58.3 inches of shoulder room, and 55.7 inches of hip room. Now let's step in and start it up. All right, it is a push start. All right, so starting on the driver's information screen here, you've got an analog speedometer that has both miles per hour and kilometers per hour, and then you've got an analog fuel gauge. Then you have a digital driver's information screen, which you can change information. And then on the far right, you have a digital tach. And it does run backwards, which I happen to like. Coming back, you have, of course, your light controls and turn signals on the left. You got your windshield wipers on the right. You do have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And then on the steering wheel itself, starting on the left-hand side, you've got voice command, phone control, a favorite button. You have got a volume on up and down plus a mute, and then you can change stations and fast forward through different things with this control for the media. Over on the right, this is your menu button for the basic 3 screens that you can get on the driver's information screen. This one turns on the steering assist for lane keeping. And then over here you have got a mode button for this, your cruise control, and you have a couple different modes. And then you have got your gap setting for your adaptive cruise control. And then down here you have buttons that will help you run the information, access extra information in the driver's information screen. I like the way the steering wheel is split. You've got room to put your hands in here, and you've got room underneath for both hands. It's just, I think, well designed. We will cut a separate video on all the stuff on the driver's information screen and the infotainment screen in another video. So if you want to see all the details of those two, you can click on that and watch that video. All right, moving over to the infotainment screen. This is a 14.5-inch screen. It's huge, which does make it a little difficult to reach over to the far side on it, but it is a touch screen, and it's got a beautiful display. So it has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, both are a plug-in, not a wireless. It has AM and FM radio, HD radio, and Sirius XM, and Bluetooth. It also has 21 speakers, and it is 1,050 watts of sound system to enjoy. Coming down from there, of course, you have your air vents right here. You've got your hazard button, and then you've got physical buttons, shortcuts for the infotainment screen. And then down here you have your tri-zone auto climate control system. I will point out that your heated and ventilated seats are buttons right here, so they're always available to you. You don't have to hunt through the infotainment screen. I like the rotary dials here where you change the temperature. And then, of course, right here you just click on the arrows to change the flow of the air. Right? And then here you can just slide to change the fan speed, which I think is it's very nice, and it works really well. The buttons react instantly. There's your heated steering wheel button, your AC button, and then of course both driver and passenger have heated and ventilated seats. It does have, of course, this auto, and your auto button is right here, and you can turn it off here. And then you have your front defroster and rear defroster. And again, I love it that you have a sync button. And these buttons on the side are actual physical buttons. It's just the ones in the middle that are like screen buttons. So if you want to control the rear, you click on here, and then you can control the airflow, the temperature, and the fan speed. And whether it's on or off, you can also turn it on or off the heated seats in the rear, which I think that may be the first time I've actually seen that feature. So very nice. The system works flawlessly. It's really, really well designed. Okay, down below that, you have 2 USB-A's. So these are not USB-C's, they're USB-A's. One of them is for your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the other one's charge only. And you'll see that the one for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is blue. Down here, you have a wireless charger right in here. Then coming back from that, you have cup holders, and I love this matte wood. I really like that finish in any car. I actually love it. You got 2 nice cup holders right here, and then you do have a rubber pull out so that you can clean it. Coming back here, you have your parking sensors. You have front and rear parking sensors. You can turn on or off. This is the camera button here, and this one just activates the rear view camera along with the sensors up on the infotainment screen. So even when you're pulling forward into something, you can hit that, and at least you won't get a forward camera, but you'll get the sensors up here. This one switches between your drive modes, and so in terms of drive modes, we have a custom mode that you can customize things. You got comfort, you got sport, and you have eco. Moving over here, you have a rotary shift and a push park. So in order to shift, you just put your foot on the brake, and each time you go here, there's drive, go back 1, it's neutral, go back again, it's a reverse, and then when you hit your park button, it puts it into park. You have an auto hold button right here. You can turn that feature on or off. That's when you come to a stop. If it's on, you can take your foot off the brake and the car will remain stopped until you press the accelerator. Without that on, the car, of course, will roll. This is a second way to control the infotainment screen. It rotates, and it's got push points here on top, bottom, right, and left. And then you have some shortcuts for, again, the infotainment screen. You've got a back button, a home button, and a menu button. In addition to a power on or off for the audio, a volume right here, and then, of course, a tuning button. Coming back from that, if we pop the center armrest open, you've got an additional 12-volt outlet right here. And then, if I remove this tray, you can see you've got ample storage. You know, it's probably close to 10 inches long. It's probably about 4 inches deep, 4.5. And then you have like a little coin tray right here that you can use. And that only sits in the one area. It's too, because it goes from narrow to wide, so it doesn't fit up in here. But it is felt lined. Right. In the glove compartment here, it is lockable, it's dampened, it's felt lined, and you have ample storage inside. Coming up to the rear view mirror, this is a auto dimming rear view mirror. And again, I like the fact that they just put physical home link buttons. They're so nice to have right there. They're out of the way, but very nice, sort of an edgeless mirror. Like there's no black edge around it. Coming back here, you do have a sunglass storage area. And then, of course, you have your reading lights here, which you can simply, there you go. There's a little glow button you can see just in front of the lights. This is your connected services button. This button here will turn all the lights in the car on. And then this one up here will, of course, determine whether they come on when the doors are open or not. And then you have right here your sunshade and sunroof control. So it does two things. So you can, if you push it, it pops it up, and you can roll it back. And you can also then close your sunshade. And in this car, you actually have a rear window shade. And that's what this button is for. Okay. Coming over to the visors here, if I open this up, you have a nice sized mirror, a little bit larger than we normally see, and you've got you got a light up here, and it's kind of different. It's an oval design instead of a rectangle, which is kind of unique. The visors themselves are telescoping, of course, on both sides. All right, let's take a step into the second row. The dimensions in the second row are as follows. There are 37.5 inches of headroom, 38.7 inches of legroom, 54.8 inches of shoulder room, and 57.1 inches of hip room. Okay, in the second row, you get the same nice treatment that you do in the front row. You've got 3 of your speakers here. You've got your auto up and down window switch here, your lock switch. You got storage down here. You got the same matted wood trim right here. As far as the back of the seats go, these are hard, much stiffer plastic, almost hard. They got a soft covering to them, but it's thin. And then you have a map pocket storage on both seats right there. Now, in terms of the tri-zone climate control, this is the third part in the back. Of course, you got fan speed. You get a nice digital readout. You've got airflow control. You can turn it off, turn it to auto, and then you can raise or lower the temperature. Okay, in the back you do have manual shades for both windows, and you have in the center armrest, I really like this. They put your heated 3-stage heated seats right here where it's easy to reach. You also have a power shade for the rear, so you, the passengers, can raise that as well as the driver can. Inside here you have 2 cup holders, again with a removable rubber bottom that you can take out for cleaning. Back behind that you have storage and the only USB port in the back. It's felt lined here, and it's actually a pretty decent storage as far as an armrest is concerned. But I always like it when more of the controls are back here that are easier to reach. So that's really nice. The seats themselves, I'm not sure when I've sat in a more comfortable seat. I mean, you kind of feel like you're in a little cocoon back here with the side bolsters. I mean, they are extremely comfortable. This seat's adjusted to where Rob was riding earlier, and I've got it at a, I'm sitting at a slant here, so I'll show you the shortest part, but I've got close to 3 inches. In terms of headroom, oh my gosh, I've got another about 3 inches. So extremely spacious back here. It really feels like you're in a little cocoon riding along. Just overall, I am really impressed with this back side. I'm impressed with the front, but I'm also super impressed with the second row. All right, coming up next, we're going to take it for a ride. All right, so it's my turn in the 2021 Genesis G80, all redesigned. And I'll have to say the ride is really nice. Whew. It is very dampened. You feel like you're riding in a luxury car. It's just absorbing all those little bumps in the road. The sound deadening is great. As far as where everything is laid out, well, it's just right at your fingertips. All your stuff on the driver's door, the infotainment screen. It's a large screen. It's 14.5 inches, so it's a little hard to stretch all the way across. But you can, with a little lean forward, you can. But you've got a controller here in the center. You've also got voice command that takes care of a lot of things for you. So everything's laid out otherwise really well. Climate control is easy to get at. So good placement of everything in the car as far as reaching out to it. Its features. This thing is just packed with safety features. And I'll let Rob talk more about that, but I gotta say, I like it. You definitely feel like you're riding in something luxurious and upscale. Next up, Rob is going to take it for a ride.
Okay, my turn to drive the Genesis G80. Oh, I gotta tell you right away, oh boy, I like the way these seats feel. Very nicely done. Interior sound and quietness. I'm on a kind of an industrial park right now, but the roads aren't great, but it's very comfortable. It's very hushed as far as the sound goes for the bumps and stuff. And I've got the sunshade open, not the sunroof, but the sunshade, and it's very, very quiet in here. Nicely dampened as well on the interior volume from the outside. Interior fit and finish, very nicely done. Love this open pore wood trim. It's just absolutely beautiful. You've got the like the brushed aluminum shiny parts all throughout here. The buttons, everything is very nice tactile. You have the knurled buttons for adjusting the temperature. You've got that beautiful detail on the transmission shifter that looks like it's crystal, and it's got the knurled touch on it as well as the center trackpad. And nice soft touch materials abound. It's very sumptuous leather. Oh yeah, it's very comfortable in here. I like it. It's not bad at all. Okay, we're getting ready to merge onto the highway, so we'll check the acceleration. I am currently doing about 35, and I want to slow down a little bit and let the folks ahead of me get out of the way, because I'm worried I'm going to run right up on them quickly. All right, let's make sure we're clear, and oh gee, nice. Wow, okay. Bumped that up from 35 to 65 extremely quickly, and that was really nice. Overall, very nice car. Go out and test drive one. Well, that's our review of the 2021 Genesis G80, and we do really appreciate you spending some time with us. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and please click that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching.